Good morning and welcome back to the Real Estate Machine Show. It is Monday, February 3rd, 2020. Believe it or not, this is the fifth straight week of the Real Estate Machine Show. Very grateful to have you with me this Monday morning. So I'm going to dive right into the topic of the day. I don't even know what I'm going to call this topic yet, but essentially, worlds colliding, maybe something like that. Maybe that's a good tagline. Worlds colliding. So I want to tell you a story on how my two businesses collided essentially last Friday. So I have a listing, and it's kind of a land development listing, and I've got a big banner sign on the it's a fairly busy street on the west side of Cleveland, and so I've got this big banner sign, and I have a relation. So I have a listing, and then I have a relationship with the neighboring property owner, which can create an assemblage of land to develop. There's buildings and stuff like that. Anyway, and that guy has his own sign up, but I don't have it listed for kind of for strategic reasons, but it doesn't really matter for the story. So anyway, I get a call last Friday from a guy who called the owner of the neighboring property to inquire on one of the buildings. The owner directed him to call me, which he did, and after chatting with him for a few minutes, he was calling to inquire on one of the buildings on the site to put in a machine shop. So, without being secretive, I mentioned that I have a machine shop also. We got to talking, and it turns out that I had quoted a job for him, 3 or 4 years ago. So it's just very funny how the universe works and worlds collide that way. Here's, a couple of things what make this story kind of cool. Number one, the relationship that I built with that one property owner encouraged him or prompted him to have this caller that inquired on his property to call me. I don't have a listing with this guy, with this owner. I don't have anything in writing. I'm not really actively marketing it, only in conjunction with the listing that I do have. But he was good enough to give me the lead on his own property. So that just kind of goes to show you how relationships work when you nurture them and you take care of the people that you're dealing with, and good things can end up happening. So the call happened to come from a guy who I had talked to probably 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago in my machining business, who has a machine shop, and we could potentially do work together on that end. And now I'm actively searching for a property for him to move his shop into. That specific property isn't going to work for their own reasons, but I've got a real estate client and I've got a machining client customer, all from one phone call that was generated basically because of the relationship that I built with a property owner. So I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty inspiring. I think it's a great story to tell, and it kind of proves what I'm trying to do here, and what I've been doing is working. So, thank God for that. Anyway, so thanks for listening to my story. But it's Monday. Monday, I established my goals. All my goals have not changed. We're working on 25 conversations this week, 2 meetings, 10 postcards or note cards rather, and then work towards a mailer, my two times per month mailer. So listen, until then, have a great week. I'm going to try to pop in on Wednesday and bring you guys some other content. And until then, have a great week. Bye-bye.